Yo Gotti's side chick just clowned Angela Simmons, mocking her for not being able to keep a man. Fans recently found out the identity of Gotti's rumored side chick and baby mama, and it's none other than his artist Lehla Samia. And y'all, Lehla is being bold as F because she just leaked a video of her and Gotti getting nasty, if you know what I mean. Now Angela has been crashing out over this, I mean big time, and it looks like Lehla is enjoying every last moment of the drama, taunting Angela, and Gotti has been silent about it. Considering how long Gotti was running after Angela, you'd expect him to be a little bit more locked in once he finally got her, but no, he couldn't seem to stay faithful and was out here moving wild like he was still single. While Lehla just took things to a whole new level, claiming that Gotti is allegedly the father of her baby. Yeah, the drama is about to blow wide open, so let's get right into it. Now, it's unclear why Lehla is finally speaking up and allegedly admitting to an affair with Gotti, but fans are convinced that it's because she wants attention. Her music career isn't as solid as it could be, and there are rumors that she's only doing this to promote an upcoming song or a single from an album. The word in the streets is that she has allegedly been sending subs to Angela and taunting her about how she took her man right from underneath her nose. And according to sources, Lehla allegedly sent Angela pictures and videos of her and Gotti in bed, trying to taunt Angela. Allegedly, the first time Lehla sent those pictures to Angela, it caused a lot of trouble between Gotti and Angela, and she jumped him. But the interesting thing is that some of the fans kind of clocked the tea, but Angela was desperate not to look bad, so she kind of the story. Back in 2023, Gossip of the City spilled the tea, saying either Gotti and Angela broke up or she's getting cheated on because he was with his nurse boo in Vegas last week in the area hotel. Well, it turns out that the nurse in question was allegedly Lehla. Now, for those of you who don't know, Lehla actually went to college to be a registered nurse just before getting signed by Gotti.
So what was your initial plan? Because I watched one of your interviews, you said Yo Gotti found you because, like you said, you were doing your lay mixes, your covers of already popular songs. So when you hit the gram with it, was that your idea? Somebody's gonna find me, I'm gonna get signed?
So actually, I was in college for nursing. So I started off in college, wanted to be a nurse, but that's when I started to post the videos and started to get love. I feel like I was just doing what I love to do.
Yeah, so the math is starting to math a little too well. But anyways, Angela took Gotti back after that first breakup and after he went all out for her birthday. According to reports, Yo Gotti splashed out nearly $500,000 on an over-the-top Hermes accessories for his girlfriend of almost 2 years. Among the luxurious gifts was a crocodile Himalaya Kelly Birkin bag worth nearly $300,000 and a matching diamond Himalaya watch worth about $100,000, said the insider. She was absolutely stunned when she opened the gifts, added the source. Gotti loves to go all out for Angela on her birthday. He's very thoughtful when it comes to gift giving and wanted to get her presents that were both unique and hard to source. And of course, you can't throw some stuff like that without making up. But after they made up, for a while, he swore he was done cheating and she was his one and only. And unfortunately, that was not the case because he was supposedly still running around with Lehla. On the low, though. But wait, y'all, because there's definitely more. Fans are convinced that Lehla targeted Gotti from the start because she was into him. In an interview, she admitted how she had manifested a relationship with Gotti before they even met.
Are you big on manifestation?
Yeah.
I asked that because I watched the interview, one of your interviews too. You said you once DM'd Yo Gotti as one of the people you were like,
yeah,
and that he eventually, opened it once he found your music. So speak on that a little bit.
I actually DM him and I DM Jermaine Dupri. I definitely manifested and praying.
But there's more. See, in 2022, Lehla became the first woman to sign to the Gotti's label, CMG. A few weeks after that, he surprised her with the pink Lamborghini.
Yeah! Super CMG! Welcome to the family. How you doing? Welcome to the family. Welcome to the family. How would you do that?
Oh, she said I'm a G. I don't care.
Ain't no time to cry, man. We gotta get this money. Hey, look, ain't no time to be crying. We gotta get this money.
She had people talking and not for the right reasons. Now, I don't know about y'all, but it's certainly not the norm for a label owner to surprise his artists with a Lambo of all cars. Now, for those who do know, label owners are not exactly known for being generous, and they're certainly not known for buying expensive cars for their signees. For example, Beyonce signed Chloe and Halle to Parkwood Entertainment and only gave them $1 million for a 6-album deal, which comes out to about $500,000 each for 6 albums. We've heard so many artists come out and speak out about how labels are ripping them off and how labels didn't want to pay them when they were worth. Now, shout out to Gotti for not being one of the sharks in the industry, but him buying a Lambo was just a little too generous. And that's when people started to suspect that there was something more going on. Fans also noticed that he often disappeared in Lehla's social media posts. He also bought her an iced out chain and a couple of her lavish gifts, and so it's not surprising that fans think that they're low-key getting in behind the scenes and behind Angela's back. But that's not all. Y'all remember how there have been rumors of Yo Gotti getting his side chick pregnant and having a baby, right? Well, the streets are now saying that Lehla is the rumor baby mama. In addition to the rumors of them being in a relationship, Lehla just so happened to be pregnant around the same time, and y'all, this coincidence is a little too hard to ignore. But hold up, wait a minute, because it got worse. If there was one thing about the internet, it's that fans are extra nosy as F, and Lehla found out the hard way. She refused to reveal the identity of her baby daddy, even though fans pressed her for months. And even now, she still hasn't revealed the identity fully, because fans had to speculate that her baby daddy is either married or a very popular celebrity who was in a relationship and can't claim her publicly as his woman. And when you add 2 and 2 together, you can see why fans came to the conclusion that Gotti is her baby daddy. It all kind of adds up too. It explains why Angela Simmons crashed out extra hard over it, and Gotti cheating on her was bad enough, but cheating on her with someone that she knows was not just about betrayal, but also a slap in the face. But what makes the whole thing even messier is that Gotti spent years trying to win Angela over, swearing up and down that she was the one. Like, let's not forget, back in 2015, he publicly made it known that he was feeling her. Like, heavy. He wasn't subtle about it either. He shot his shot loud and proud in his song, Down in the DMs. It goes down. He didn't hold back at all, and he straight up said, "And I just followed Angela Simmons. Boy, I got a crush on Angela Simmons. They like, damn, Gotti, you bold. F it, I'ma let the world know." Well, Gotti wasn't holding back at all. He put it all out there for the world to hear on the gram and everywhere else, making it crystal clear that he had a thing for Angela. And that shout out in that song had everybody talking. People were curious, wondering if Angela would say something or maybe even give him a chance, and fans actually were rooting for it, hoping that the two would connect and see where things might lead. But Angela, she left him on red. No reply, no repost, nothing. Total silence. And that got folks speculating. Some thought maybe they were just keeping things private, trying to stay out of the spotlight. But no, Angela eventually shut all that down. She came forward and said that she was flattered, but there was absolutely no romance. And Gotti might have been in his shot, but back then, Angela was not catching it. Talk about a curve. But fans weren't buying the just friends story then either, especially once it came out that Angela and Gotti had been talking privately behind the scenes. And things really started to look different when she invited him to the launch party for her brand, Foofy. And this wasn't just some random friendly invite either. Gotti pulled up, cameras caught them together, and they looked way too comfortable to pass off as just casual friends. Well, the moment that social media went into overdrive and people were convinced there had to be more going on. I mean, after all the bold lyrics, the public love declaration, and now this cozy little moment at her event, it didn't take much for fans to start connecting the dots. To them, it looked like a crush had made its way from the lyrics to real life. But once again, Angela stepped in and put the rumors to rest. She didn't let the speculation spiral and addressed it directly, making it clear that Gotti showing up to support her brand didn't mean they were a couple. According to her, it was simply a kind gesture and a show of support. No behind-the-scenes romance, no secret relationship, just two people who respected each other. Still, not everybody was convinced. A lot of fans felt like her explanation didn't quite line up with the chemistry they swore they saw in the photos.
Yeah, he came to my event.
We saw he gave you some flowers.
Yeah, they were really nice.
So y'all not together in it?
No.
He shot his shot though.
He's a nice guy, and I'm flattered by everything going
on.
But Gotti ended up backing up a lot of what Angela had already said. In interviews, he admitted that even though he was sending her flowers, gifts, and really trying to shoot his shot, she just wasn't feeling him like that. She handled it respectfully, but when it came to romance, it just wasn't in the cards. At first, people actually felt kind of bad for him. It seemed like he was putting himself out there only to get curved. But then things took a turn. Word started spreading that Gotti hadn't been completely transparent about his situation. Turns out he wasn't exactly the free, available man he had portrayed. In one interview, he casually mentioned giving one of his baby mamas $100,000 for Valentine's Day. He didn't say they were still together, but come on now. Who drops that kind of money on somebody that they're still not involved with? But that's when the sympathy started to dry up and everything shifted. Fans began connecting the dots and starting to think that maybe this was the real reason that Angela never gave Gotti a chance. If she knew he still had something going on with his baby mama, even if it wasn't official, it would make perfect sense why she would keep her distance. And honestly, that explanation seemed way more believable than her just not being into him. Then, out of the nowhere, Angela hit everybody with a major plot twist. She suddenly announced that she was engaged, and the internet went wild. Nobody had a clue she was even in a serious relationship, let alone planning a wedding. But she kept that entire thing under wraps, super private, that the engagement itself felt like it came out of thin air. And just when everybody was still trying to process the engagement news, Angela revealed that she was pregnant with her first child. The back-to-back surprises had the timeline in a chokehold, and people were stunned. But let's be realistic for a millisecond. Gotti had to be somewhere in the studio, lights off, phone on Do Not Disturb, probably crying to a playlist called Heartbreak Kids. After all that effort, all the public love, and years of chasing her, she came out the blue with the whole fiance and a baby on the way? That had to hurt. He probably saw that announcement and instantly wished he kept his feelings to himself. He was clearly upset about the engagement and the baby, and he addressed that in his song Save It For Me, where he said, "That's my number to Angela, I thought I had her. Her man cuffed her, married her, it made me madder. I respect it, I'm moving on, but the truth is I want to bad her. My baby mama was pissed I ain't heard the last from her." Well, now Gotti being in his feelings about Angela moving on is giving Drake, while openly admitting that he was still messing around with his baby mama. The audacity, y'all. Like, sir, you're out here dropping $100,000 on Valentine's gifts, but upset that she still didn't sit around and wait for you? Be for real. But honestly, he probably didn't need the stress for long. Because once Angela's engagement hit the internet, fans got to work like they always do. And the tea they dug up about her fiance? Y'all, let's just say his past was anything but clean. He had a whole rap sheet stacked with some serious charges, including offenses and violence. It was a huge red flag, and a lot of people were genuinely concerned. And the story made headlines, and social media was buzzing with questions and warnings, and folks couldn't understand how someone like Angela, known for her background and values and polished image, ended up with a man who had such a heavy past. But Angela stood by him without hesitation. She didn't make excuses or try to hide it. Instead, she publicly defended him, saying he had made some bad choices in the past, but he had since changed and was on a better path. Well, still, the drama didn't stop there, because rumors started swirling that her fiance was cheating on her, and receipts started popping up online. And even then, Angela kept defending him, brushing off the accusations and doing her best to hold it all together. But as time went on, the cracks started to show, and by 2017, she officially announced that the relationship was over. Naturally, fans started thinking, all right, this has to be it. Gotti's moment had finally arrived, and after all those years of putting himself out there and staying consistent, surely Angela would at least think about giving him a chance now that she was single. But no, Angela basically hit him with the polite thanks, but no thanks. She still wasn't checking for him. Instead, she started being linked to another man, Mr. NBA player Sergio Ibaka. But that situation came and went so fast, if you blinked, you probably missed it. It didn't lead to anything serious, and once again, people thought, okay, now this has to be Gotti's turn. Still no. In 2020, she popped out dating boxer Daniel Jacobs, and by then it was becoming painfully clear that Angela's type seemed to just be everybody except Gotti. And at this point, the whole thing just started to feel like a real-life romantic comedy, where the underdog keeps getting curved. Well, Gotti had been publicly crushing on her for over 5 years, and that's longer than it takes to earn a college degree, for some of us. But fans were seriously wondering when he was going to call it quits and finally move on, because the chase was starting to wear everybody out. and folks wanted out the group chat. But it looked like Gotti got the message loud and clear and was finally starting to date somebody else, a woman named Yaya Sandoval. And it looked like his obsession with Angela might have been over and done with. And Yaya confirmed this on Instagram when she made a New Year's post on Instagram with Gotti. A nosy follower said, "I thought he had a crush on Angela." And Yaya clapped back saying, "Not no more." Well, Yaya overestimated how serious their relationship was because just 2 weeks into the new year, Gotti flipped the script and broke things off with her. Around the same time, Angela had quietly ended things with Daniel Jacobs. And then finally it happened. After 7 whole years of him shooting his shot, Angela decided to give Gotti a real chance. And Angela even revealed that she was open to the idea of marriage. And y'all, the tables turned because she started talking about Gotti like she loved him. She revealed in an interview that she was even open to the idea of marriage. She said, I love him. I'm happy. I'm in a great relationship. So yeah, I'm happy. I'm cool. I learned in life, you just gotta go with the pace of where you at. I just don't think anything. You don't have to rush anything. When things are meant to happen, they happen. She also referred to him as her inspiration when she said, "I just feel like he's the one of my biggest inspirations. We just get each other. He's a hustler. I love watching him. He inspires me to do better, be better. And I'm really happy with him. I think he's a great person." I know. Yeah, I know, y'all. At this point, she's probably wishing that she stuck to her beliefs and never even gave Gotti a chance. She spent 7 years carving him only to give him a chance, and then he ended up humiliating her and getting another woman pregnant only 2 years into their relationship. And to make that even worse, she also has to deal with the taunts from his baby mama. Y'all, the situation is a hot mess, but do y'all think that Angela's gonna leave Gotti, or do you think that she's going to stick by her man? Drop a dozen comments below and then check out this next video.